so they'll probably come right down this.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just kind of do this number, let them come through. We're live. All right. Well, are we live? Okay. All right. So again, the Huddle podcast here, keeping true to the promise of forward progress. I got sorry, Jorge. I
Jorge
always try to call
Horta.
him Jose. My bad. So we're gonna try to get like live interviews with the contestants as they come off of the the competition here. I say contestants, I should say competitors. So it's been really nerve-wracking watching these guys. I mean, you've been watching them. You was doing some demos earlier, and I know that you've been back and forth. What are your thoughts? Like, this thing has been kind of crazy today. There's guys still working. We got 5 minutes left until the competition is over.
Yeah, well, it's getting down to the nitty gritty, man. It's pretty much we got one of our last carpet guys finishing up right now. He's vacuuming. Everybody else is finished. We got two guys over there on the LVP, LVT. I can't remember what they're doing, but point is, we got two guys finished out there, and two guys that haven't finished, I believe. But everybody on the carpet side's already done, and
Just putting the final touches on everything. So yeah, so we're coming to you. We wanted to, bring our audience into what this thing really is. I know not everybody can make the trip, and we want to bring it to you. So make sure to comment if you got any questions. Today, our tech expert is none other than Jose Gonzalez. So Daniel had to kick out of here a little bit early today. And so me and Jorge got this, and we got Jose behind the screen running the show. So thank you, Jose. Appreciate you, brother. Hopefully you can hear us. Comment if you can't. If we look stupid, you didn't even hear that. So it's probably a good time to bring up our sponsors. We really appreciate you guys. It's why this podcast can continue to go. And I'll tell you what, we want to thank them all. I can't name them by name, but you know who you are. Thank you so much for being a sponsor, being dedicated. We got some new coming on this year. We want to, thank them.
yes, sir. We definitely want to thank all our sponsors
and the audience. Thank you guys.
Thank you,
guys
audience.
Is really why we do this. And so we're gonna wait. Just kind of give you a lay of the land. The contestants are going to come through here, and we're just going to see if they'll be willing to do an exit interview on their experience of the competition. Excuse me. How they're feeling, maybe a little bit about, their confidence level on these boxes. We heard a myriad of things yesterday's podcast about, their confidence level, and you could see it in them. Some of them were a little bit more nervous than others.
They were nervous. I know I spoke to a couple of them when they finished up, and they were definitely nervous. I mean, there's a lot on the line here. You got the championship belt, which, you want to go ahead and show that off to everybody, know you're the champ this year. You got money on the line because, of course, they're going to win a prize. And I don't know if they're still making the basketball card, but hey, that's fun to give out to your friends as well.
Yeah, I think they are. And so all of that's awesome. And bragging rights is another thing.
Yes.
We've heard stories of guys' lives changing a little bit after winning this competition. I won't throw it all out there, but it sounds like some guys moved up in their companies, maybe even got new positions. I mean, like, the competition and winning this thing is the biggest thing in the industry. And so we're hoping that everybody who competed, we're wishing them the best of luck. But this is going to be a fun interview for anybody who will interview with us. We're going to give them the choice. They're literally just finishing one of the most complicated boxes that has been done at TISE, right? That's what you've heard too?
Yes, I've heard that this is one of the more complicated boxes, and it definitely looks very, very interesting and very hard to do. I know I'd be sweating bullets trying to do this stuff, but everybody's box is completed so far now on the carpet side, and it looks like everybody, did a great job. So it's really going to come down to the real small things, and I'm sure, the person who wins this, it's well deserved because it's not something easy. These guys are the creme de la creme So yeah, these guys are really good. I know I'd be
Yeah,
sweating bullets.
I think it is going to come down to details. There's a few things like the carpet on the upper level here is patterned. On the bottom lower level, I don't know if the audience can see this, but the lower level is also a patterned good. But as you come over the nose of the top and your waterfall down, keeping that pattern straight with a border on top is incredibly complicated. Along with this stair, threw everybody for a loop.
Yeah, this stair was very interesting. I definitely wouldn't agree on maybe how it's done, but you know what? That's the whole point of this, that you're going to go out into the field and you're not going to get what you want. You're going to get something just really off the wall, and you got to just go with it and do your best. And some of these guys did really well on that nosing, which was very hard to do.
I mean, just think about it. You're recarpeting when you do a new house. It may be a new home, or it could be a home built in the 1800s, and the construction methods are different, so your substrates and your conditions are different. That this competition's meant to emulate like those curveballs you get out in the field.
Definitely.
That's why they don't show some of the stuff on the drawings.
Yes, they don't, because they want you to. They'll show it to you a little bit before you get here. That way you can kind of look at it. But the drawing piece of paper is not the same as actually looking at what you're gonna do here. It's just, you know, very different. This is already in a 3D scale, and when you look at a piece of paper, it's just two-dimensional.
Yeah.
So it's very different. Some of these guys, once they looked at it, they were like, "Wow, it's going to be very, very interesting and hard to do. It's not easy."
To a lot of these guys for sticking with it. I know that there was some competitors that were getting discouraged.
Yes.
At the end of yesterday.
Definitely.
We didn't get the opportunity. Hey, Rod.
How's it going, Rod?
Walkthrough. Come here, Rod.
Come on, Rod.
Yeah, we are live.
We are live.
Come here.
He's our first one to pass through.
So Rod gets the benefit of being the first walkthrough. And so, Rod, how do you think the competition went? It just finished. They're over there doing some closing statements with the competitors, right?
Right. Oh, well, I want to tell you, it is always a pressure cooker for 2 days for these guys. The fact that they perform as well as they do is really impressive. I think the LVT was especially challenging.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see who won that, because I think that guy is really going to be well deserving.
Yeah.
The carpet, I mean, every one of them looks like a winner to me.
Yeah.
It's going to be
It's
really
tough
close.
one. We were talking that it's going to be probably based on these details, right?
It always
it's
comes
gonna be
down to
those
really
details.
the fine stuff.
Yeah.
For the layman, I want to tell you, we're not capable of picking out the stuff that's wrong with that. That's why we have judges.
Yeah.
But they've done an excellent job. There's no question about
That's a great point too. The fact is as part of this competition, these guys are watched over with referees. In fact, they have referee jerseys on.
it. Yeah, the black and white thing goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah. And they're literally watched every step of the way as what they're doing. Are they applying the appropriate techniques? That doesn't mean they can't put their own flair on it, but they're being judged on how well they do the box as
You're
well
talking
as
about the
their
carpet,
methods.
for example. The carpet, for example, they get graded on how well they install their tack strip. They get graded on the fit, on the padding. That's how critical this comes, and it comes down to a matter of points every year.
Yeah.
Very few points separate first from fourth.
It looks like another close one.
Oh, it's going to be a close one. There's no doubt about it. That's what makes it exciting, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we enjoy coming out and watching them work, just simply because they're all craftsmen
Well, again, today the catwalk was packed
all day,
all day.
all day.
So
It's gotten more popular as time's gone on, and we're really quite proud of the fact that, man, we have a chance to showcase installation.
well, a couple of years ago, this was, I mean, people still came and looked at it, but this was almost
It was more of a curiosity back then.
right. This is more of the draw. This is one of the reasons you come to TISE now. Like this competition is now a mainstay staple for what
Yeah.
you get to experience at TISE. And so many people love coming and watching. I mean, you just look at the catwalk right now. It's pretty full right now, and the competition's over.
Well, what's interesting is this year, the layout and the booth were laid out differently, and we've got Tool Alley right here, which
Yeah.
for most of the installers, That's kind of the focal point for them. They're going to walk through and see what new tools are
Yeah,
available.
we're told.
And as I was walking around earlier today and talking to some of our associate members and saying, how's the show going? They're all bragging about how great it was to be on this end near the competition because there's so much traffic.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
I'm
probably
pretty.
fed each other, I would think.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely, absolutely. But I think TISE is hit a home run putting the two side by side.
All right. Well, we're just waiting on. Thank you, Rod.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Appreciate
part.
you, my
Thank you,
man.
Rod.
I'm glad you were really talkative.
Yeah.
Does Paul let you talk? Or
You know
only in
what?
Spanish?
No, only when it's Spanish.
Thanks, Rod.
Thank you, Rod.
All right.
All right,
hopefully-
everybody's gathering over there. I'm pretty sure they're giving them a exit speech of some sort.
Yeah, it looks like Ralph is giving them one of the motivation speeches that is like, y'all did good, but the one thing here, there's no participation trophies.
Yeah,
This is a winner takes all kind of
yeah,
thing.
that's it. It could be by an eighth of an inch. It could be by 1 point, half a point. I mean, that's going to be up to the judges. And now the judges got to work the rest of the night, or I'm not sure
Yeah, it's
because
gonna
they got to
get-
announce this tomorrow.
Yeah, like at noon or something.
Yes, so they're going to be working, checking everything to detail. So we have a portion of judges that are going to check this section and another portion that are going to check that. And I'm pretty sure that's working itself.
Yeah, well, the whole time, I wish we could talk to the refs even, because to be honest, or the judges, they're dressed up as refs.
Yeah,
I keep
refs,
calling them
refs, judges.
But the judges, they work this thing the whole time.
Mhm.
And so they're pointing out and grading as this installation is going on. And now they have their job's not finished yet,
Yeah,
right? They got to go in here and
do it with a fine comb and check every little.
yeah, they're
every
gonna
little
be pulling
detail.
out the tape measures. It's going to be and that's why we don't get to know who wins till tomorrow. They've got their work, and then they got to tally up an immense amount of numbers.
Yep.
And,
Now, I don't know if they
scores.
take it up and they check everything. I'm pretty sure they probably take up the box and check all the seams or check all the stitches. I'm not too sure because I really haven't been here when they're doing that. So
Yeah,
it's very interesting on what they're doing. And I'm pretty sure that by tomorrow, we're going to know who's the winner, the champ on each of the categories. So definitely everybody's excited. We're all excited, and I'm pretty sure the nerves are just going to be
okay.
settling in their stomach. They probably want to know if they won or not. So we're going to have a few of them come out through here. And we got Jesus in the back and Hugo. Would you like to give us a quick interview?
I'm going to walk around and I'm going to give guys, look at that. I'm going to walk around and give everybody a different perspective too.
Okay. Jesus.
Jesus, ¿cómo estás, Jesus?
Bien, bien.
Would you like to give us a quick interview, una entrevista rapidita?
Ya.
¿Cómo te sientes ahorita? Que ya has acabado tu caja. ¿Cómo te sientes en este momento?
Estaba nervioso hace rato, pero es una gran experiencia y muy diferente total aquí porque esto van a chequear, ¿me entiendes? Y estaba un poco complicado.
Sí.
Sí, es complicado, pero me siento bien por ahorita, sí.
Pues te mirabas muy confidente. ¿Qué tan difícil es el trabajo que hiciste en esos últimos 2 días?
Para tratar de tener la misma medida que es totalmente difícil. No se puede. Tienes que estirar, stretching, y tienes que alinear tu línea, tus 9 inches que te pidieron ahora de border. So, cada vez que tú movías algo, se movía aunque sea half inch o 1 inch. Y tienes que regresar y quitar otra vez y volver a poner. So, no es nada fácil, está complicado.
Gracias.
Sí.
¿Y te sientes confidente de que probablemente te vas a llevar la faja para la casa de campeones?
Creo que sí, siento bien, sí. Creo que sí.
Pues te mirabas muy confidente. Muchas gracias por tu entrevista. Ahí nos estamos platicando al
Thank
ratito.
CFI.
Hey,
CFI.
good luck. We got Hugo.
Sir. Go. How are you, sir?
How you doing? Prefer Spanish, English?
Spanish is my first language, but either or.
Either or, all right. ¿Cómo te sientes el día de hoy?
Me
Ah.
siento fatigado, cansado, pero me siento bien que terminé, que era el objetivo.
Sí.
Sí.
¿Qué tan difícil era la caja? Tu trabajo en la caja hoy.
Era difícil, pero lo que se me hizo más difícil fue el escalón, un estilo que nunca había hecho yo.
Ujú.
Pero me gustó el reto, de eso se trata, de hacer cosas que nunca has hecho para seguir progresando en tu conocimiento en la industria, porque todo va renovando, va revolucionando, hay productos nuevos, hay de toda clase que uno tiene que estar también siguiendo revolucionando con la industria.
¿Qué confianza tienes de ser el ganador? ¿Tú piensas que ganaste? ¿Cómo te sientes en
Me
tu
siento
confianza?
bien por lo que hice desde el principio, porque aquí es un sistema de puntos, o sea, tú vas acumulando puntos desde que tú desde que tú pisas pie ahí. Así que yo pienso que hice puntos desde primero para poder alivianarme un poco, porque hice uno o dos errores visibles, pero estoy confiando que hice lo suficiente antes para poder cargar eso.
Sí, pues no es algo fácil y muy bonita caja. Muchas gracias por su entrevista y
Sí, muchas gracias
buena
a ustedes.
suerte.
Sí, sí, gracias,
Buena
gracias a
suerte.
todos.
Gracias.
Thanks, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. All right. Sure. Come on through, Ralph. Alan, you do an exit interview with us?
I haven't.
All right. Would you do one with us? Awesome. Okay, man. So, complicated, crazy day for you?
Yeah, man, it was a long day.
Yeah. So, how you feeling? Like at the end of that competition, I know it was down to the wire for most people.
Yeah, I tried to plan to have 30 minutes left over for cleanup. I had a little more than that. I guess I came in thinking I was going to compete against people, but I really competed against the time.
Yeah, that's crazy,
So,
right?
Yeah, that's kind of the hardest part. You think you're going to do one thing. A lot of little small nuance details that you got to really think and slow down, but you got to speed up at the same time. So it's the hardest part of it.
Yeah. So as you're exiting and looking at the other booths, do you feel like, you did everything you could? Do you feel like the time was the biggest factor, obviously?
That's right. The time's so tight that you can't do everything that you normally would do. So you have to leave something. And I think as thorough as the judges are, I think it's going to be tough because there's little things that I know are not quite right. It's not a perfect booth. So
Yeah, well, I mean, our jobs out in the field, our projects are often we have a schedule.
that's right.
The homeowner wants to get back into that room, and you got to get done and do it as professional
That's
and
right.
awesome as possible. So this mimics it.
That's right.
It's a little bit crazy when everybody's watching you.
That's right.
Well, how do you feel? What's your confidence level in your booth?
I'm always satisfied with it. I think I'm going to the winner's circle.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Hey, your
Best
box
of
looks
luck,
great.
buddy.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you had a week, it'd probably be perfect. Yeah, you can work on it a while. Yes.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Well, we have Jose, one of the other competitors. He had to run to the little boys' room real quick, but he'll be back to give us an interview. And
We'll see who else we can grab. I'm hoping some of the LPT guys come through this way. Ben, as you can see, let's see if anybody that was in the LVT booths can come over and give us an exit interview. Yeah, you can see the anxiousness in their eyes, man.
yeah. And over here we have Chris Sessom, who's he won in like 2021. Get over here,
Chris,
Chris.
come talk to us.
Come on, we need a champ's perspective on this. How's it going, Chris?
It's going well.
You scooch over here. What do you think of the competition? Was it a hard box? I mean, it looks a lot different from
There's a
probably
lot-
what you did.
There's a lot of detail in a small area, so it takes a full 2 days. So
Yeah, so Chris
there's-
is a previous champ. So we wanted to get your perspective on this year's competition and like the box difficulty, as well as what's it feel like to be in there at the end of day two.
At the end of the day,
It seems
too,
like
you're
guys
ready to
feel
be
like,
done.
man, yeah,
There's a lot of people watching.
yeah,
A lot of people. There's a lot of small detail that you don't actually pick up on, just with what needs to happen as far as standards and quality of work. All your setup and layout. Like I said, there's just a lot of work in a small area.
yeah.
So
Now, when you competed, you did carpet,
yes,
and did you ever do the LVT side? Okay, so what do you think of that stair?
There's a lot of time involved. There's hand
Yeah, just that
sewing
one
and
stick.
Yeah.
all the noses, all the outside corners.
Yeah.
Lining up your patterns. So there's a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily see, and then there's some of the stuff that's hidden as far as all your prep and your tag strip and.
And have you
sealing.
judged this before as well?
I was a
Ever?
judge 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you're judging, you don't have to give up the goods, but like, what are some of the things you're looking for through the process of the guys working through their box?
There's really every aspect of it as far as your tag strip, your pad, following the manufacturer's recommendations, the industry standards, and then it just comes down to hand skills, seam sealing, your stitches, how clean those are, pattern alignment, and if there's anything that needs to be corrected. So there's just a lot of small parts that, like I say, you don't normally see, but they should be addressed in a normal installation as well.
How much leeway do the installers have to use their own kind of tricks or methods? Not to change industry methods, but every installer has their little method, their own approach to the box. You see it early on, like the different approaches, and what kind of leeway do they have in that regard?
As far as timing or where their start points are, those are
That's
personal
up to them.
preference. That's up to them. So as long as they can get in, do it, and have it done in those 2 days, doesn't really matter what order you do it in, I guess.
Yeah.
They're just going to judge at the end.
Awesome.
So
Well, thanks for
absolutely
stepping in and having a chat with us.
Thanks. Thank you, Chris. Awesome. All right, we got one of our last competitors. José, ¿cómo te sientes el día de hoy después de 2 días?
Poco mejor ahorita ya, porque estaba muy estresado.
Sí, sí.
Nunca, mi primera vez, o una buena y muy grande experiencia, que me gustaría volver a repetirla.
Sí.
Sí, tuve un poco complicación porque pues me falta más práctica en algunas cosas, pero voy a echarle ganas.
Sí, pues hiciste muy buen trabajo. ¿Terminaste? ¿Se mira que terminaste?
Se terminó, bye, como se pudo, pero hice lo mejor que pude, como te digo, mi primera vez, o esperemos que salga un poco bien.
Pues mira, eres una de las personas que estaba en la competición regional y muy pocos la hacen a este nivel para competir con los más mejores de la nación. Solo que muchas
Me
gracias.
siento orgulloso de eso, pues, como
Sí.
te digo, pues voy a echarle ganas, como te digo, hubo unas cosas que no las tenía yo en cuenta, no las conocía, pero voy a ponerme al tanto con eso.
Sí, pues échale ganas y muy buena suerte.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias por hablar con
Gracias.
nosotros el
Thank
día de
you.
hoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
Well, those are all our 4 carpet guys so far.
And it sounds like they're taking a group photo, and we'll have a few stragglers, a few of the guys hopefully coming over after that. So you talked to all the Spanish speakers. What translate for us a little bit? What's the feel? What's the idea?
Nerves is a big one. Some of them might not be as confident with their work because they might not know some of the techniques, especially the sewing. I know Jose told me right now he had a little bit of trouble with his sewing because he doesn't come across it that much. So yes, there is work that needs to be done with some of the individuals, but he did finish his box. So right now they're actually going over his box right now, fine combing it, checking everything out, checking pattern alignment. They're running a dry line, as it looks like. So yeah, I mean, all these guys are actually winners in my book because it takes a lot to come out here and actually be in front. First of all, finish it and be in front of all this audience. I'm sure the nerves were just butterflies and all kinds of stomach issues. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we kind of talked about this last podcast that I couldn't stand homeowners just standing over me. And these guys endured literally thousands of people
Yeah.
walking across this catwalk, checking them out and like judging them themselves.
Exactly.
And they hear these little things that and look, this is just part of being in the competition.
¿Cómo estás? How are you?
Come on
Hey,
over. Would
could
you
we
do
get
that
a quick
interview?
interview with you?
Awesome. Okay. So you got your box done?
Yeah, got it done. That was my biggest goal, finishing the box. So got it done, but a few little hiccups, but got it completed, and you know. See
How,
what
how
happens.
was the nurse today?
Man, time was going by quick. Like it was like we're here, and all of a sudden it's lunchtime, and all of a sudden you got 5 minutes. It
Yeah.
just went so quick. I was just like, man. But you know, you're busy. Your mind just constantly on the. You know, you're thinking just constantly. So, but
So-
yeah, for the most part, it was a challenge, and I'm just glad I finished it.
Yeah, this is like those cooking challenges when you're freaking,
Yeah,
what I'm
right.
saying, like chopped and these things.
Yeah.
You're like at the last second.
Right.
Guys were finishing vacuuming and trimming little
Right.
things and doing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
details. You were probably doing the same thing.
I was,
assume.
yeah. I was trying to wipe the floor down, get it best cleaned up as I possibly could, and try to tighten everything up. The glue was still wet when I was trying to put some stuff together, so it's hard to kind of get it to stick. But you know, like I said, it's a fun challenge, and glad I finished it.
Yeah, me too. Well, congrats on
About an 8 or 9. Yeah. Pretty high. Finishing it was the biggest thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've had previous years. So, great time management. Really appreciate you.
Thank you guys too. I appreciate it, man. Great to talk more talk and have your guys know.
Yeah, awesome.
I'll be looking forward to it. Live more California.
Okay. All right, so remember to check out the Word doc.
Yes, thank you again.
All right.
Right on, man.
All right, we have another person over here, Mr.
All right,
Tyler. Would you
Tyler,
care to give
come
us a
on
quick
in.
interview?
Sure, man.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I need a couple more hours, so it isn't 100% complete, but hey, I'm just happy to be here. So I feel like I just have the privilege of learning from the best and to share. Like, just to be here means a lot to me.
Bro, I'd love to.
Just to really showcase my skills. Got a lot of my dad, my uncles, my cousins, bro. That kind of fell short today, man. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know the work I did is good, but I just needed a few more.
We know how you feel. At least I know Jose and Sandy feel how you feel because there is and that feeling, that emotion, when you have some big body, I can see it in her face that you, and I believe she didn't.
Yeah.
And so that emotion, I get it, but I feel it for me. How far did you get? Did you go your
If I had to go for hours, all I needed to do was scribe in my snare and just put on my transition.
Gotcha. Yeah, time has been the biggest time in ourselves. It sounds like from the other competitors, it's been the biggest. Not the other competitors. It's been like time and your own mind.
Yeah, so I mean, truly, they make this not be a skill competition, but you better, set the pace pretty well. Yeah, it's not only that, but then you really got to pay attention to the curve. That's kind of where I got set back. Offers baby, and then it's my either way, but it's just an actor, so I mean, I felt like I did really good work if it is fantasy, but it's just like just to be standing here in front of like these installer it surely is like such a good experience, and here's somebody that just started your own business, anything, I think you should be.
So if you just, what would you say to an installer to just get going, maybe not sure about like this industry, training, and this kind of thing? Like this is not only fun, as you said, but what would you say? Like, keep on that path. This is pretty experience. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's really eye-opening just to see how big this industry is. You can learn new stuff from each guy you work with. Just keep on learning, keep on giving 100%, doing things, learning how to do things the right way, and do these successful.
now, how's the camaraderie between get a little break from the action?
Man, I feel like everyone was kind of glad because we were like, fall. This is like everyone was like, "Gosh, are we gonna finish?"
Yeah.
Like, and everyone was kind of silent, honestly, back there. Behind the scenes, it was kind of quiet.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because everything's a challenge. Everything's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was tedious and a lot of cutting, and yeah, I think everyone's pretty on.
Yeah. I could have guessed, but I wondered. But when I looked back there very much, it was kind of just like people want to get back on the box. It's like,
Yeah.
Bill, we gotta finish this thing still. It's almost like half most of you would have skipped lunch if they let you.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah, they gave us an extra half hour. I need a
well, thanks for the interview. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on the meeting. We wish you the best. And you know what I'm saying? Like this was just awesome. So it's a great interview. Seriously appreciate you. It's a blessing there. And
You're
you know,
taking
best
my
of luck.
box, man. I mean, in my book, because honestly, I could not do that work that these guys do, man. That's just so detailed. My stuff would get horrible. So yeah, you guys are great. Y'all are all champs in my book.
Yeah.
So
Well, best of luck to you tomorrow. After going through all the boxes, hope to see your game out there. Even the boxes got to get the best of themselves. Hopefully you'll continue.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it, Tyler.
Same
Thanks,
time.
sir.
God bless you guys.
All right. Well, as you can see, time, nerves, this kind of thing is going. Okay, we got another guy.
we got our guy here. How are you?
Let's turn you around. We got Matt.
Matt, straight
come on
from
over here.
UK, right?
Between us. Yeah. Camera's right here. All right, Matt. How you feeling, man?
This stretch probably didn't anticipate what this finished. That's amazing. Everything done. Things good to see. Fingers with
Yeah. So you got your box done.
Yeah.
And you're probably feeling a little bit exhausted and relieved at this moment.
relieved. Yeah.
Yeah. That seems to be the common thing.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of glad it's done. That's 2 days of like intensity.
Very intense. But it's so you feel there's more people around, so yeah, and yeah, kind of just wraps that pressure.
And the comments from the gallery, you know, you hear them. I know you guys hear those.
Yeah.
Oh, this, that, and the other, and these comments. That is what makes this so difficult. This is very similar in my head to these cooking competitions where it's like, you know, we don't get the ingredients that these big cooking shows do, but if we could take you inside and show you, that's what it's like. They're trying to finish. They got a timeline. They've got a list of ingredients, it's instructions, and they got to put their magic to work. And then it's like, just like in the cooking shows, when they're finished, it's like, whew, I'm glad that's done, you know?
It's the judges break well. You get this chat and with them, then they'll pass them saying, I think, what shows. Just right, turn around and like everything. She said, then you start second guessing everything. So, yeah, you just enjoy it. And always comes out by
Yeah.
And let me just interrupt. You just came a couple days before the event?
yeah, landed Monday night at 7 p.m.
Wow. Yeah, that must be tiring. Having to do the competition on top of traveling, you know,
It's 10-hour flight.
yeah, that's
Rush UK, right?
Yeah, it's one you can Norwich and Heathrow. 10-hour flight. Jet lag and just the time difference. Since the other side, so you get maybe 3, 4, 4 hours flight. Yeah, it's a bit tough.
Yeah. What time is it back home right now?
So back home is 7 at night.
11 at night.
So yeah, so yeah, nobody's up. It's been compared to waiting.
Well, I know they're. I'm talking to the UK Glory podcast guys
Yes.
with Sarah, you know, Cocktail, and there's 2 you guys on, and we knew that some installers used to be coming across the pond, and we shot that podcast with them. They're really confident in you guys' ability, so I know they're for you, and they're probably in bed right now, but they'll find out a little bit later.
Yeah, it's been, you know, you get lots of students, friends and family under the industry. And it's been nice to see on the audience through social media. And I think they plus really positive, very supportive. So I think that it's been that's all it's been really
Awesome. So overall, positive experience today. Can't get the truck itself.
yes, absolutely. Some of them.
Probably it was a pleasure meeting.
No worries, thanks for that.
Best of luck, and really appreciate you. You're like Jorge always says, you're a champion in our groups. We've been talking about how difficult this is.
Yeah, there's a possibility the belt might just go to the other side over there in UK and might not stay in the US for that category.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well,
All right. All right. We'll see you.
Take care of yourselves. Thank you.
All right.
Ooh, man, intense. I feel it's a lot more intense than the boxes over there are really complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, you can't hide anything on that material.
No, you
No
have no
shoes.
nap.
Yeah. There's no nap, there's nowhere to just comb it out or do anything like that. Yeah, it's very intense, and it might come down to the wire with some of these guys. So we'll see if the belt from that stays in the US or if it goes across the ocean.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's gonna be pretty exciting tomorrow when they announce the winners.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're gonna close out. I think that we've got that wanted to do an interview. Man, the tension that they bring in the interview is clear that that was tough. So kudos to them. If you do watch the cooking shows, obviously they do such this high production and gather all that. We can feel it. I hope you felt it. I hope you enjoyed this segment. Got a chance to see what it's like for these guys back here. If you're an installer in the industry,
Definitely, you need to get involved. That way, you can be out here competing against these guys. And you know what? It could be you that takes that belt, takes the money, and gets your own trading gear. Yeah, and the bragging rights.
bragging rights are huge.
Man, I wish I could have some bragging rights, but I can't do it unless if I compete myself. So, hey, there's gonna be regions
got time.
this year coming up. So, hey, check them out. Check your area around the nation. See if it's gonna be near you. If it's not near you, you can travel and just win those regionals, and it can be you. There's one of these boxes competing against some of the best in the nation.
World, right?
The world, actually, yeah. Well,
Right.
people, hey, you never know. We might have people from Australia making at decks and Africa.
Yeah, it's if it goes across the pond, there's a very good chance that other, because all these associations talk,
Yes.
and then we'll have even more international competitions, which is what this is turning into. So, quick shout out to all our sponsors. Thank you again. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys and our audience. You guys rock, dude. So we want to keep the conversation going. Thank you so much for participating and watching today. We hope that we can maybe bring you a little segment during the competition announcement of the winners tomorrow. And if we can do that, you'll see this thing come full circle. So for now, we're going to say goodbye.
We're gonna say goodbye, and we're gonna join some of our sponsors who brought a little bit of food and a happy hour.
Amen.
And we'll see you guys on the next show. So keep tuned and wait for us on the next one and see what we got in store.
Tomorrow at noon, I believe, right?
Yes.
Noon East or West Coast noon.
I think it's,
Is it at noon?
I think it's, I thought it was 9 to 30 or something.
All right.
The awards?
Keep
Yeah.
your eyes open. We'll be posting on social. We'll have Jose post on the platform as to when it's going to be, and then we're going to go live and catch the winners. How about that? Because I ain't got my times right. Thanks, Jorge. It's been a pleasure, my friend.
Gracias por sintonizarse a The Huddle en inglés y en español.